Good afternoon, Shady Grove family. Pastor Stephen here. Stacy with me as well. We want to share just a verse with you and maybe talk with you just a little bit about some of you all maybe finding yourself in your home with your spouse a little more than normal. So we want to talk about that for just a little bit, maybe highlight a little bit on marriage and what we can do during this time that we're together more.
I want to read you from 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4. This is really familiar. Love suffers long and is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not parade itself, is not puffed up, does not behave rudely, does not seek its own, is not provoked, thinks no evil, does not rejoice in iniquity, but rejoices in truth, bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, and endures all things.
Now listen, most of y'all probably heard that read maybe when you got married, or maybe as you were going through your stages to get married, premarital counseling and all that good stuff. But what I want to encourage you to do over the coming days, and as we enjoy this traffic that likes to go by, but it's all right. We want to encourage you to learn something new about your spouse. You may say, "Preacher, I've been married to this man for up 10 years. Learn something new. Love endures all things. It bears all things. Love never stops learning. And so learn something new about your spouse this week.
It's also important, we're all kind of stuck at home. We can't go anywhere. Date nights are always really important to us. We have 4 kids, so it's nice for us to go out and have some time and some space. And just be sure that you create that during this time, that you don't get so wrapped up in what you're doing that you don't spend time with your spouse, and still date your spouse even when you can't leave the house. We've had lunch together in Stephen's study and just sat down and just talked and discussed things. And it's also important, sometimes when you're with your spouse a lot, you kind of use them as kind of your punching bag. You say things that you don't mean, and just know that just because you're together all the time doesn't mean that you shouldn't take time, you shouldn't have that respect, you shouldn't work on your marriage. This is a great time, especially if you're like us and we're both at home all day, every day now, and you're used to not spending that much time together. But it's a good time just to spend some quality time together. And as Stephen said, do some devotion, study your Bible together, and just get to know one another better during this time.
So this week, have dinner, have a date, do something, even if you have to do it in your house, create that space and learn something new. God bless you.